So everyone's favorite little whore got sentenced to a year in jail. How about that? For a false rape allegation against two men. Their lives are pretty much ruined by now. Oh yes, it's darling Nikki Yovino. Pleaded guilty to making up rape allegations against two Sacred Heart University football players to curry favor with a prospective boyfriend. Was sent to prison Tuesday. Oh yes, you don't hear about this very often, do you? Because listen and believe. Well, people did, okay? So here's what happened with darling Nikki here. You can see her lovely picture on the video. She, at a party, a college party back in, I think, 16 or 17, it was over a year ago for sure, she decided she wanted to have a little spit roast with a couple of the football players from Sacred Heart University. Consensual spit roast in the bathroom. So classy, 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 classy. And of course, these two men, seeing some pie, decided, yeah, why not? That sounds like a good idea. So they went and did it, did the job, got it all taken care of. Everything was consensual. The next day, Nikki didn't remember it that way. And so she called the police. She did what she should have done in the event of a sexual assault. Ladies, are you listening to me? If something like this happens to you, you call the police. Okay? You don't call the Kangaroo cops on the college campus. You call the real, honest-to-God police. Okay? So she did everything she should have done. She called the police. She went to the hospital. She got the rape kit. She's got the evidence. And these two men were accused of sexual assault. Now, I think they had some lawyers, and what they did, because let's be honest, we know how these things usually turn out, right? Because I'm sure the school was obviously made aware of these allegations. Instead of being kicked out, these guys resigned from college because I assume their lawyers probably said, look, guys, you know, we know the way this is going to go as it proceeds through the Kangaroo court here on the school. You're probably going to be found guilty and kicked off campus for rape. So if you resign or quit, it's probably easier to get admitted to another college. Because, well, why did you? It didn't work out. You know, it wasn't a good school, whatever. So they quit school, and one of them gave up a scholarship, by the way, to quit school. Now, this is way before any allegations of lying happened, right? So these guys found themselves in a position of he said, she said. Except it wasn't quite like that. You see, there's evidence. There's people who actually saw what happened here and how darling Nikki was all so willing and ready to go with these two guys, a little spit roast gangbang activity. She wanted it. There are witnesses. The witnesses were prepared to testify. She wanted it. So, after a few months of investigation by the police, I wonder how much money that cost. I wonder if she's going to have to pay that back. No, see, we can't have that. The cops eventually found enough evidence to confront darling Nikki and said, hey, wait a minute, are you sure you want to go on with this? Because we have these witnesses that say you wanted to do this. You willingly went with these guys and had all kinds of happy sex. You were smiling. Everybody was having a good time and so on. So eventually she recants. Yeah, it didn't happen that way. They didn't assault me. It was consensual. So once she admitted this, the case was dropped, and she was charged with falsely reporting a crime, tampering with evidence and some other stuff, felony stuff. She could have ended up in jail for a very, very long time. Well, as time went on, she changed her story again. She claimed she never told the police that she was sexually assaulted. And the judge in the case asked her, well, what do you think the police were doing investigating a sexual assault then? And she says something like, I don't know. So, a couple days ago, in court, they had seated a jury for the trial, which would have put this woman in jail for an extremely long time. Something like 6 years, 8 years, 10 years. It would have been a big, big jail sentence. So, after going through all the machinations of saying, it wasn't me, I didn't blah, 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 She finally admitted she lied about it and was sentenced to 3 years in jail, with 2 suspended after she serves a year in prison. Now, this is an unusual case because normally people who report rape and it didn't happen, there's a slap on the wrist if that. Normally this stuff doesn't go to court. In the case of Darling Nikki, it did. And it went on for a year and a half until she finally admitted she lied about it. Turns out the football players might sue her civilly because of what this did to their lives, such as maybe a future NFL career or something like that is gone. It's vaporized because these men decided to have sex with her consensually. And she lied about it. Now, this is one case which would fall into the it just didn't happen, the 2 to 8% FBI statistic about false rape. Just like Mattress Girl, just like Jackie, just like a lot of these things. And Mattress Girl and Jackie, they didn't get prosecuted for the false allegations. So Darling Nikki here is a message. Do you think they should have just believed Nikki without any evidence? Because that's what the feminists tell us they want. Listen and believe. Let the men prove themselves innocent. Not the other way around, you see. I'll link it below. Read the story. Look into it. And the thing that gets to me about this, I don't know this young lady at all. She always looks so smug. She always has a look on her puss like, why am I even here? I'm like a woman. I shouldn't be here because, you know, like, I just made something up. It's no big deal. Like, whatever. The smug, condescending look in her eyeballs. It's always bothered me. Now, keep in mind, she was 18 when this incident occurred. And I could go on and on and on about, is this the way young people act these days? Let's do a gangbang in the bathroom at a party? Dear sweet Jesus, I hope not. James Maxwell, thanks for listening.